I can say this is my last video, but I don't know how long the wind gonna speak. But if the wind is only gonna talk for the last 8 or 9 minutes, then I will stop. Instead of I talk with anger, why don't I try to talk to the wind that will become the first 20 minutes, the body all over the world, the next 20 minutes, we become 20 minutes older. The first oldest 20 minutes. And it's shame I cannot talk to everybody, and even if I want to, the mountain between us will never allow me to talk to everybody, but one at a time. And that is Shabless and Sister Soldier. I hope one day someone will be able to call you to a radio station and tell you this message so you can change all the mind and the power you have above and in between the children that grow up with you. What you need to do, any day you wake up, just know tomorrow you can count 1 billion tomorrow. You and me will never get there. You know what's going? The videos we left is what's going. Because the sex that is about to happen 200 years later does not happen yet, and it takes our flesh to transit to become what we plant in the world is what we come in to eat. The subjects we leave is what we come in to listen to. I might listen to yours, you might listen to mine, and what you connect with is what you become. Now, instead of the black man in the background with a voice asking Shabless, are you ready to fight for your people? Well, how about finding a way how to export African dot? You are in Europe, they bring you the slavery, the ones who put you in the boat, they forget to take the dots. Because they say, we bury you, we bury you. Well, sex. Only when sex stops, that's when you will get a graveyard. When the sex is finished, that's when you will get your first graveyard. They make a grave, is where they put the ex-relationship, I call it the big place to throw big condom. Because if they can only throw the little condom, we will not need that much space to put a condom that just stretches. It's like the apple seed. You can plant the apple seed in a little space, but when the seed become a big tree, now you have to hide the tree. Now you dig the graveyard and then you cut the tree and shove it in. Well, take the seed, then you won't have to hide the big tree. Because mankind is growing just like the seed that become the big tree. Now these days, they cut the tree, they make it a bed, they make a chair out of it. They get smart, because if you have to cut all the tree, you have no place to put it. Now they turn it to the door, they turn it to the windows and everything. It's like mankind. If people learn to use the condom, we will not need the graveyard. But now that we have the graveyard, let me try to ask you, and let me try to advise you in the voice of the wind. I'm gonna sleep. When I sleep, I don't speak. The one who's talking is the consciousness, the owner of my great-great-grandmother that become me. And you, the lost black people, the ones who hijack you from Africa, they already die. And now their ordinary children is now stepping up for them. But you can do something better. There is many cargo going to Africa. They take you from Africa, but they forget to take your food with them. They fear your feeling because they believe they came from the black people, and if the black look like the white, they need to wipe off the black because the whites believe they are now the black. It is just the same. But it is miscommunication and misconclusion because they believe there is a certain time they can chase the consciousness. Both black and white Asian believe that. They follow the consciousness every 40 years. They believe there's a certain manifestation that helps them to travel for the next 5, 10, 15 years. But no, they're doing it the wrong way. That's why they really believe they need to chase the consciousness. If everyone can turn their battery what they manifest, then they will not change chase the consciousness, because each of them is just a seed that is supposed to live on forever if they learn to make friends, but learn to fix your family that is going to make friends. Now, to stick to the subject, take your brothers that are now left in the street, instead of you going to demonstrate and get the police to arrest the few that is left. Take your brothers and find a way how to get a cargo that's going to ship African dots and African seeds and plant it in the place where you burn in fire. Just plant it there. And then you have a tree to feed the people that does not have food. And learn, if you don't have a house, learn to find plastic to cover. Take nature tree, make crisscross, put a tent, and get a lamp or candle. Try to be self-standing. It is very important. The white people can support you so much, but they have also their own people they have to support. If the black learn to ship the dot from Africa and get the seeds from Africa and plant the food of African people in the backyard and support each other and make sure when the food is ready, you can supply each other. All you need is your jokes, your music, your comedy, not provocation comedy. If you have what to eat, you cannot gang and try to attack other people. Say, we're gonna do this, we're gonna strike and throw a stone at the police and stuff, and people get shot. Well, I only know one thing for sure. The person that gets shot in the afternoon will fall asleep in the night, even no matter how deep the pain is. You know why? Because the energy is the game, but the wind does not feel the pain, because the wind knows there's only one exists and the rest is just what the eyes see, and the eyes try to defend what the eyes see. If you only focus on yourself, you cannot try to fight for other people. It is very important. Learn to find a way to export the dot from Africa and dig a hole in your backyard and put this dot and plant extension of African food, and only a way to support the XX of you. And if you're able to support the XX of you when your stomach is full, then you will not have to depend on $1 million. But if you believe that the paper money, yeah, the whites have a bank, but the whites know the paper they bluff with does not create the food. So they try to control the paper money, because the more paper we get, we're gonna spend and buy things that we don't really need, but because we have it, we think we can buy it. You cannot own the rice if Asians don't supply the African people or the European people, because the Asians have more time to manifest rice, and some African villages doing it, and some Dutch farmers are doing it. So it is very important. I'm going to tell the story I start with that does not finish yet. When I tell the last video what I'm gonna post, when I tell you the story about who we are, when you finish know who we are, then you will understand why you should not attack anybody. If the gorilla never attack anybody for the banana, the gorilla find the banana and eats the banana and never wish for the Porsche car, you will do just fine tomorrow, because every tomorrow is not yet here, and the biggest tomorrow belongs to God, because when we get there, we can't see it, we're gonna die, but the voice gonna live on, and we're gonna grow up. We will not even recognize that this voice belongs to us, because it's not for us. We was the 5, we become the 10. We translate what we can at the time when we can.